Yo, what's going on YouTube? This is afternoon. It's like 2:20 p.m. Came for the daily walks. Came for the morning walk in the morning as well. And in the morning I was talking about how to deal with the bad day. Like, let's say you have a bad day, how can you keep yourself positive? To keep yourself positive, I was giving some strategies, like basically uh, mostly you will be having bad days by having expectations from somebody else, and wanting certain things, and yeah, like those other things lead to unhappiness. So first of all, avoid having expectations, avoid wanting much stuffs, and then let's say okay, bad incident happened. How can you get rid of it? To get rid of it, you have to have what do you call you have to count your blessings. Like, to born as a human is a huge blessing, because you might be an ant, you might be born as an elephant. It doesn't matter how big of an elephant you are in Africa. If a human is much better than you, it doesn't matter how much big of an elephant it is, because you have the intellectual capacity. The elephant doesn't have that. So being born as a human, and being able to watch these things, being able to born in this era, because if you look at our old people, like long ago, they didn't have much. They didn't have this computer, they didn't have all these things we have right now. We take it for granted, but they didn't have anything like this. So that's why I'm saying, like, we have a lot of stuffs, but we worry about dumb shits. We worry about we didn't go to certain party. We worry about we didn't watch this show. We worry about internet got cancelled. In the early days, there's no internet. You had to realize that. So that's what I'm saying. Whenever you have bad days, count your blessings. Even being born, being alive is a huge thing. That's what I'm saying. And don't compare other people. Don't compare yourself to other people. That's one of the thing. And that's all I was saying. And also I was saying that everything happens, you see, it's happened all for good, because you never know what's the alternative. That's what I was saying, that Alan Watts horse story. I just watched the story. I forgot when I was making the video in the morning. I forgot the story, what was the story, but now I watched it again, and I remember it's a Chinese farmer story. Like, a Chinese farmer, he has a bunch of horses. So what happened is, one of the horses ran away from his cattle or something, and all the neighbors came to him and say, "Isn't it bad?" And he said, "Maybe." And then the horse that ran away came with 7 other horses. It brought 7 other horses to his place, and all the neighbors came to him and say, "Isn't it good? Isn't it really good that like you got 7 more horses?" And he said, "Maybe." And the next day, his son went to a travel on one of those horses and broke his leg. And the neighbors came to him and said, the Chinese farmer, the neighbors came to him and said, "Isn't it bad your son broke his leg?" He said, "Maybe." And the next day, the army, voluntarily taking people for army force, and they look at his son, and he has this broken leg, so they left him without taking. And the neighbors came to him and said, "Isn't it really good they left your son alone?" He said, "Maybe." So you can see, you never know what's the consequences of good fortune, and also you never know what's the consequences of bad fortune. That's what I'm saying. If something bad happened to you, it might be for a good reason. So the way you can think is, it's all good, it's all happening for the good reason. So that way you'll be optimist, and even if it's bad, you'll see that as a good thing. See you guys later.